Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this very special digital presentation of Bialik Theater's November 29th, 2005 production of The Tempest. As the director and a fellow thespian, I would just like to take this opportunity to say those students who courageously ventured beneath the proscenium arch to bring to life this final work of William Shakespeare not only met that challenge, but succeeded in breathing a youthful and passionate vitality into the piece, and it was truly a joy and privilege to work with each and every one of them. And now, our story begins somewhere in the Mediterranean as the King of Naples journeys home with his retinue from Tunis, and an unnatural sea storm begins to brew. Ladies and gentlemen, The Tempest. Let's watch.
Let's all sink with the king. Let's take leave of him.
Now I would give 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren ground. Long heath, brown furs, anything. The will's above be done. but I would fain die a dry death.
Oh yes, Lenny, let us below.
My dearest father, you put the wild waters in this roar, allay them. The sky, it seems, would pour down stinking pitch, but that the sea, mounting to the welkin's cheek, dashes the fire out. I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. Brave vessel, with no doubt some noble creature in her, dashed all to pieces. Oh, the cry did knock against my very heart. Poor souls, they perish. Had I been any god of power, I would have sunk the sea within the earth, or ere the good ship self-swallowed, and the rotting souls within her.
Be collected. No more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Oh, woe the day!
No harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter. Or ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospero, master of a full poor cell, and I no greater father.
More to know to never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee further. Lend thy hand, pluck my magic garment from me. So, lie there, my heart. Wipe thou thine eyes, take comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck, which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, I have with such provision in mine art, so safely ordered that there be no soul, nay, not so much perdition as a hair, be to any creature on that vessel, which thou heardst cry, which thou sawest sink. Sit down, if you must now know further.
You've often begun to tell me what I am, then stopped and left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding, stay, not yet.
The hour is come. The very minute bids thee ope thine ear. Obey and be attentive. Canst thou remember the time before we came unto this cell? I do not think that thou canst, for then thou wast not out 3 years old.
Certainly, sir, I can.
By what? By any other house or person? Of anything this image, tell me what hath kept with thy remembrance.
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda. But how is it that this lives in thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark backward and abysm of time? If thou rememberest aught ere thou camest here, how thou camest here thou mayest.
But that I do not.
12 years since, Miranda. 12 years since thy father was the Duke of Milan, and a prince of power.
Sir, are not you my father?
Thy mother was a piece of virtue, and she said that thou wast my daughter, and thy father was Duke of Milan, and thou was only heir, and princess, no worse issue.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence? Or blessed was we did?
Both, my girl. By foul play are we heaved from thither, but blessedly hob hither.
Oh, my heart bleeds to think, oh, the team that I have turned you to, which is from my remembrance. Please you farther.
My sister, and thy aunt called Antonia. I pray thee mark me, that a sister should be so perfidious. She whom next thyself of all the world I loved, and to her gave the manage of my estate, as at the time it was the first and Prospero the prime duke, being so reputed in dignity and for the liberal arts without a parallel. Those being all my studies, the government I cast upon my sister, and for my estate I grew a stranger. Being transported and wrapped in secret studies, thy false aunt, dost thou attend me?
Sir, most heedfully.
Being once perfected in how to grant suits and how to deny 'em, who to advance and who to trash for overtopping, And you created the creatures that were mine. I say, or changed them, or else you formed them. Having both the key to officer and office, set all the hearts in the state to what tune pleased her ear, that she was now the ivy which had hid my princely trunk, and sucked all my verdure out on it. Thou attend'st not.
Oh, good sir, I do.
I pray thee, mark me. I, thus neglecting all worldly ends, all dedicated to closeness and the bettering of my mind, with that which, but by being so retired, or prized all popular rate, and my false sister awaking evil nature, and my trust, like a good parent, did beget of her a falsehood in its contrary, as great as my trust was, which indeed had no limit, a confidence saw bound. She being thus favored not only by what my revenue yielded, but what my power might else exact, like one who, having into truth by the telling of it, made such a sinner of her memory. To credit her own lie, she did believe she was indeed the Duchess, out of substitution and executing the outward face of royalty, with all prerogative. Hence, her ambitions growing. Dost thou hear?
Your tale, sir, would cure deafness.
To have no screen between this part she played and him she played for it. He needs will be absolute Milan. Me, poor man. My library was dukedom large enough. Of temporal royalty she thinks me now incapable. Confederate so dry she was for sway with the king of Naples, to give him annual tribute, do him homage, subject her coronet to his crown, and bend the dukedom, yet unbowed. Alas, poor Milan, to most ignoble stooping.
Oh, the heavens!
Mark her condition, then the event. Then tell me if this might be a sister.
I should sin to think but nobly of my grandmother. Good wombs have borne bad children.
Now the condition.
The king of Naples, an enemy to me inveterate, argues my sister's suit, which was
that we endure the premise of the plumage that I do not know how much to use.
Should presently extirpate me and mine, add the dukedom and confer fair Milan, with all the honors on my sister.
Whereon a treacherous army levied, one midnight did Antonia open the gates of Milan, and in the dead of darkness,
The ministers for the purpose hurried from thence, me and thy crying self.
Alack for pity! I not remembering how I cried out, then will cry it o'er again. It is a hint that rings mine eyes to it.
Hear a little further, and then I'll bring thee to the present business, which now is upon without the which this door were most impertinent.
Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Well demanded, wench. My tale provokes that question. Dear, they durst not, so dear the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody on the business, but with colours fair painted their foul ends. In few, they hurried us aboard a bark, bore us several leagues to sea, where they had prepared a rotten carcass of a ship, not rig, nor sail, tackle, nor mast, the very rats instinctively had quit it. And there, they hoist us, to cry to the sea that roared to us, to sigh to the wind whose pity, sighing back again, did us but loving wrong.
Alack, what trouble was I then to you?
Oh, a cherubim, that what's what did preserve me. Thou didst smile, with a fortitude infused from heaven when I decked the seas with drops full salt, which raised in me an undergoing stomach to bear up against what should ensue.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine.
And some fresh water, that a noble Neapolitan, Gonzala, out of her charity, being then appointed mistress of this design, did give us, with rich garments, linen, stuffs, and necessaries, which since have studied much, so of her gentleness.
And knowing my love of books, she furnished me with volumes from mine own library that I prize above my dukedom.
Would I might but ever see that woman.
Now I arise. Sit still and hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here on this island have we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more prophet than any other princesses can, that have more time for vainer hours and tutors not so careful.
Heavens thank you for it. And now, for still 'tis beating in my mind, your reason for setting the sea storm?
Know thus far forth, by accident most strange, bountiful fortune, now my dear lady, hath mine enemies brought upon this shore. And by my prescience, I find my zenith doth depend upon a most auspicious star, whose influence now, if I court not but omit, my fortunes will ever after droop. But here, cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come away, my servant, come! I'm ready now. Approach, my Ariel, come.
All hail, great master. Grave sir, hail. I come to answer thy best pleasure, be it to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride on the curled clouds, to thy strong bidding task, Ariel, and all her quality.
Hast thou, spirit, performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article. I boarded the king's ship. Now in the beak, now in the waist, the deck, in every cabin, I flamed amazement. Sometimes I divide and burn in many places. On the topmast, the yards and bowsprit would I flame distinctly, then meet and join. Jove's lightnings, the precursors of the dreadful thunderclaps, more momentary and sight outrunning were not. The fire and cracks of sulphurous roaring, the most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege and make his bold waves tremble. Yea, his dread trident shake.
My brave spirits! But who was so firm, so constant, that this coil would not infect his reason?
Not a soul but felt a fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation. All but mariners plunged into the foaming brine and quit the vessel. Then all afire with me. The king's son Ferdinand, with hair upstaring, then like reeds, not like hair, was the first man that loud cried, "Hell is empty, and all the devils are here!"
Well, that's my spirit. But was this not nigh shore?
Close by, my master.
But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished. On their sustaining garments, not a blemish, but fresher than before. And, as thou badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son I have landed by himself, whom I left cooling the air with his sighs. In an odd angle of the island sitting, his arm is in this sad knot.
Of the king's ship, the mariners say thou hast disposed, and all the rest of the fleet.
Safely in harbour is the king's ship, in a deep nook where whence thou callest me up at midnight to fetch dew from the still vexed vermouths. There she's hid, the mariners all under hatches stowed, whom, with a charm joined to their suffered labour, I have left asleep. And as for the rest of the fleet which I have dispersed, they have all met again, and are upon the Mediterranean float, bound sadly home for Naples, supposing they've seen the king's ship wrecked, and his great person perish.
Ariel, thy charge, exactly as performed. But there is more work. What is the time of day?
Past the mid-season?
At least 2 glasses. This time 'twixt 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou doth give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised me, which is not yet performed.
How now? Moody, what is it thou canst demand?
My liberty.
Before the time be out, no more.
I prithee, remember, I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made thee no mistakings, served without grudge or grumbling. Thou didst promise to bate me a full year.
Dost thou forget from what a torment I did free thee?
No, sir.
Well, thou dost, and thinkst too much to tread the ooze of the salt deep, to ride the sharp wind of the north, to do me business in the veins of the earth when it is baked with frost.
I do not, sir.
Thou liest, malignant thing! Hast thou forgot the vile witch Sycorax, with age and envy was grown into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No, sir.
Thou hast. Where is she born? Speak, tell me.
Sir, in Algiers?
Oh, was she so? I must once a month recount what thou wast, which thou forgetst. This damned witch Sycorax, for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible to enter the human hearing, from Algiers thou knowest was banned. For one thing she did, they would not take her life. Is not this true?
Aye, sir.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailors. Thou, my slave as thou reports thyself, was then her servant. And thou wast a spirit too delicate to act her earthly and abhorrent commands, and in her most unmitigable rage imprisoned didst thou painfully remain 12 years, within which space she died and left thee there. Then was this island, save for the sun she did litter here, a freckled whelp hagborn not honored with a human shape.
Yes, Caliban, her son.
A dull thing, I say so, he that Caliban whom I keep in my service. Thou best knowest what a torment I did find thee in. Thy groans did make wolves howl, and penetrate the breast of ever angry bears. It was a torment to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax herself could not again undo. It was by mine art when I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out.
And I thank thee, master.
If thou more murmurest, I will rend an oak, and peg thee in his naughty entrails, till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, master. I will be correspondent to command, and do my spiriting gently.
Do so, and in 2 days, I will discharge thee.
Why, that's my noble master. Say, what shall I do? Say, what shall I do?
Go make thyself like a nymph of the sea, subject to no sight but thine and my own, invisible to every eyeball else. Go take the shape and hither come in it. Hence, with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake.
The strangeness of your story put heaviness in me.
Shake it off, come on. We'll visit Caliban, my slave, who never yields us kind answer.
'Tis a villain, sir, I do not love to look on.
But as 'tis, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, fetch in our woods, and serves in offices that profit us. What, ho, slave Caliban, thou worth thou speak?
There's wood enough within.
Come forth, I say! There's other business for thee. Fine apparition, my quaint Ariel, hearken thine ear.
My lord, it shall be done.
Thou most poisonous slave, got by the devil himself! Upon thy wicked dam, come forth!
As wicked dew is ere my mother brushed, with raven's feather from an wholesome fan drop on you both! A southwest blow on ye, and blister ye all over!
For this be sure, tonight thou shalt have cramps, side stitches that shall pen thy breath up. Sea urchin shall for the vast of night that they may work all exercise on thee. Thou shalt be pinched, as thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than the bees that made 'em.
I must eat dinner. This island's mine! By Sycorax, my mother, which thou takest from me! When thou camest first, thou strokest me, and madest much of me. Or give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light, and how the less that burn by day and night. And then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle, fresh springs, brine pits, barren lands, and fertile. Cursed be I that did so! All the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats, light on you. For I am all the subjects that you have, which first was mine own king. Here you stymie in this hard rock, whilst you do keep from me the rest of the island.
Thou most lying slave, whom straight may move not kindness. I have used thee, filled as thou art, with human care, and lodged thee in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Oh, wouldn't it have been done? Thou didst prevent me. I peopled Elsa's isle with Caliban.
A horrid slave, which any prince of goodness will not take, being capable of all ill.
I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or other. When thou didst not savage know thine own meaning, but wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish, I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known.
But thy vile race, though thou didst learn, had that ended which good natures could not abide to be with. Therefore wast thou deservedly confined into this rock, who hast deserved more than a prison.
You taught me language. My profitant is, I know how to curse. The red plague rid you for learning me your language.
Hag seed, hence! Fetch us in fuel and be quick. Thou art best answer other business. Shrugg'st thou malice? If thou neglect'st, or dost unwillingly what I command, I'll rack thee with old cramps, fill all thy bones with aches, make thee roar, that beast shall tremble at thy din.
No, prithee, I must obey. His art is of such power that would control my damned god Setebos, and make a vassal of him.
So, slave, hence.
Come unto these yellow sands, and then take hands. Curtsied when you haven't kissed, the wild waves whist. Footed featly here and there, and sweet strikes the burden bell. Hark, hark, the watchdogs bark. Bow wow, bow wow. Hark, hark, I hear the strain of strutting chanticleer. Cry cock-a-doodle-doo.
Where should this music be? In the air or the earth? Sounds no more, and sure waits upon some guard of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again the king my fathers wrecked. This music crept by me upon the waters, allaying both your fury and my passions with its sweet air. Thence I have followed it, or has drawn me rather, but 'tis gone. No, it begins again.
Full fathom 5 thy father lies. Of his bones are coral made. Those like pearls that were his eyes. Nothing of him that doth fade, nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer us each change. Full fathom 5 thy father lies into something rich and strange. Seen him hourly ring, seen him hourly ring his knell. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
The frigid curtains of thine eye advance, and say what thou seest yond.
The ditty does remember my drowned father. This is no mortal business, no sound the earth owes. I hear it now above me.
What is't? A spirit? Lord, how it looks about. Believe me, sir, it carries a brave form, but 'tis a spirit.
No, wench. It eats and sleeps, and hath such senses as we have such. This gallon which thou seest was in the wreck, and but he's something stained with grief, that's beauty's canker. Thou mightst call him a goodly person. He hath lost his fellows, and strays about to find him.
I might call him a thing of divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
It goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. Spirit finds spirit, I'll free thee within 2 days for this.
Most sure the goddess, upon whom these airs attend, vouchsafe my prayers, may know if you remain upon this island, and that you will some good instruction give, how may bear me here. My prime request, which I do last pronounce is, oh, you wonder, if you be made, or no.
No wonder, sir, but certainly made.
My language heavens, I'm the best in them that speaks this speech, were I but were 'tis spoken.
How, the best? What wert thou if the king of Naples heard thee?
A single thing, as I am now, that wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. He does hear me, and he does I weep. Myself am Naples, which with mine eyes never since had ebbed beheld the king my father's wrecked.
Alack for mercy.
Yes, faith, in all his court, the Dutch of Milan and his brave sons being twain.
The Duke of Milan and his more braver daughter could control thee, if now 'twere fit to it. At first sight they have changed eyes. Delicate Ariel, I'll set thee free for this. A word, good sir. I fear you have done yourself some wrong. A word!
Why speaks my father so ungently? 'Tis the third man that e'er I saw, the first that e'er I sighed for. Pity move my father to incline my way.
Oh, if a virgin and your affection not gone forth, I will make you the queen of Naples.
Soft, sir, one word more. They are both in either's powers, but the swift business I must uneasy make, as two light winnings make the prize light. One word more, sir, I charge thee. That thou attend me, thou dost here usurp the name thou owest not, and hast put thyself on this island as a spy to win it from me, the lord on it.
No, as I'm a man.
There's nothing ill can dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirit have so fair a house, good things will strive to dwell with it.
Follow, speak not for him, he's a traitor. Come, I'll manacle thy neck and feet together. Sea water shalt thou drink, thy food shall be the fresh brook mussels, withered roots, and husks when the acorn cradled. Follow.
No, I will resist such entertainment till my enemy had more power.
Father, make not too rash a trial of him, for he's gentle and not fearful.
What? I say, my foot my tutor? Put thy sword up, traitor, who makest a show but darest not strike. Thy conscience is so possessed with guilt. Come from thy ward, for I can here disarm thee with this stick, and make thy weapon drop.
Beseech you, father!
Hands hang not on my garments!
Sir, have pity. I'll be a surety.
Silence. One word more shall make me chide thee, if not hate thee. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush! Thou think there's no more such shapes as he? Having seen but him and Caliban, foolish wench, to most men this is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Come on, obey. Thy nerves are in infancy again, and have no vigor in them.
So they are, my spirits, as in a dream are all bound up. My father's loss, the weakness which I feel, the wreck of all my friends. No, this man's threats whom I'm subdued are but light to me. Might I, but through my prison once today, behold this maid. All corners thus of the earth, the liberty make use of, space enough have I in such a prison.
It works. Come! Lost them well, fine Ariel. Follow! Hark, what else shalt thou do me?
Be of comfort. My father's of a better nature, sir, than he appears by speech. This is unwanted, which now came from him.
Thou shalt be free as the mountain winds, but then do exactly all points of my command.
To the syllable.
Come, speak not for him.
Beseech you, sir, be merry, for you have cause. So have we all of joy. Our escape is much beyond our loss. Our hint of woe is very common. Every day, some sailor's wife, the master of a merchant, or the merchant himself have just our sense of woe. But for the miracle, and I mean our preservation, few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow in our comfort.
Nay, I prithee, peace.
Here sees comfort like cold porridge.
The visitor would not give him over so.
Oh, look, she's winding up the watch for wit. By and by it will strike.
Sir?
One, tell.
When every grief that's entertained is offered, comes to the entertainer
$1.
$1 comes to him indeed. You have spoken truer than you purposed.
You have taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Therefore, my lord.
Fie, what spendthriftship of her tongue.
I prithee, spare.
I have done but yet.
She will be talking.
Which, of sheer Adrian, for a good wager, first begins to cluck?
The old hen.
The chick.
Done. The wager?
A laughter.
A match.
Though this island seemed to be desert,
Ha, so you're paid.
uninhabitable and almost inaccessible. Yet,
She could not miss it.
it must needs be of subtle, tender, and delicate temperance.
Temperance was a delicate wench.
Aye, and a subtle, as she most learnedly delivered.
The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
As if it had lungs and rotten ones.
Or as if 'twere perfumed by a fen.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True, save means to live.
Of that there's none, or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks, sir. How green.
The ground indeed is tawny.
With an eye of greenant.
She misses not much.
No, she doth but mistake the truth totally.
But the rarity of it is, sir, which is almost indeed beyond credit,
As many vouched rarities are.
that our garments, being as they were, drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather new-dyed than stained with salt water.
Our garments are now as fresh as when we first put them on in Africa. After marriage with the king's fair daughter Darbo, the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
Tunis was never graced before with such paragon to their queen.
Not since Widow Dido's time.
Her word is more than the miraculous harp. She hath raised the walls and houses too.
What impossible matter will she make easy next?
Sir, we were talking that our garments were fresh as the first day we wore them at the marriage of your daughter who is now the queen.
The rarest that ever came there.
Is not my gown, sir, as fresh as the first day I wore it? I mean, in a sort.
That sort was well fished for.
When I first wore it at your daughter's marriage.
You cram these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense. Would I've never married my daughter there? For coming thence, my son is lost, and in my rate, she too, who is so far from Italy removed. I never again shall see her. O thou mine heir of Naples and Milan, what strange fish had made meal on thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surgeons under him, and ride upon their backs he trod the water. With enmity he flung him side and breasted the surge most swollen that met him. His bold head above the contentious waves he kept and oared with good arms in lusty stroke to the shore, and over his wave-worn bases bowed, as stooping to relieve him, I've no doubt he came alive to land.
Alas, no, he is gone.
Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss. Thou not bless our Europe with her daughter, but rather lose her to an African, where she at least is banished from your eye. Who hath cause to wet the grief on't?
Prithee, peace.
You were kneeled to and importuned otherwise by all of us, and the fair soul herself, weighed between loathness and obedience, at which end of the beam should bow. We have lost your son, I fear, forever. Milan and Naples have more widows of this business making than we bring men to comfort them. The fault's your own.
So is the dearest of the loss.
My lady Sebastiana, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness and time to speak it in.
She rubs the sore when she should bring the plaster.
Very well.
And most surgeonly.
Sir, it is foul weather on us all when you are cloudy.
Foul weather?
Very foul.
Had I plantation of this isle, my lord,
She'd sowed with nettle seed.
Or docks, or mallows.
and if I were queen on it, what would I do?
Escaping drunk for want of wine.
In the Commonwealth, I would by contraries execute all things. For no kind of traffic would I admit, no name of magistrate. Letters should not be known, riches, poverty, none. No use of service, none. Contract, succession, born, bound of land, till the vineyard, none. No use of metal, corn, wine, or oil. All occupation. All men idle all, and women too, but innocent and pure. No sovereignty.
Yet she would be queen aunt. Louder at the Commonwealth against the beginning.
All things in nature should produce without sweat or endeavor. Treason, felony, sword, pike, knife, gun, or need of any engine would I not have. But nature should bring forth of its own kind all poison, all abundance to feed my innocent people.
No marrying among her subjects.
None, man, all whores and knaves.
I would with such perfection govern, sir, to excel the golden age.
God save her majesty!
Long live Gonzala.
And do you mark me, sir?
I prithee no more. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
I do well believe, your highness, and did it to minister occasion to these ladies, were of such sensible and nimble lungs, they always used to laugh at nothing.
'Twas you we laughed at.
Who in this merry kind of fooling am nothing to you, so you may continue and laugh at nothing still.
And it had not fallen flat long.
You are both ladies of brave mettle. You would lift the moon out of her sphere if she would continue 5 weeks without changing.
We would so, and then go up bat fouling.
Nay, good my lady, be not angry.
No, I warrant you. I will not adventure my discretion so weakly. But will you laugh me asleep? For I am very heavy.
Go sleep and hear us.
What? All so soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would with themselves shut up my thoughts. I find they're inclined to do so.
Please you, sir, do not omit the heavy offer of it, for it seldom is sorrow, when it doth is a comforter.
We too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest, and watch your safety.
Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
It is the quality of the climate.
Why, doth it not then islet sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. What might, worthy Sebastiana, or what might... No more. Yet methinks I see it in thy face. The occasion speaks in thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What, art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakest out of thy sleep. What is it thou didst say? This is a stranger pose to be asleep, with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, yet so very fast asleep.
Noble Sebastiana, thou lettest thy fortune sleep. Die rather, winkest while thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There's me in thy snores.
I am more serious than my custom, and you must be so too, if heed me what should do trebles thee over.
Well, I am standing water.
I'll teach you how to flow.
Do so, to ebb hereditary sloth instructs me.
Oh, if you but knew how you the purpose cherished,
how in stripping it you more invested. Ebbing men indeed most often so near the bottom run, or their own fear or sloth.
Prithee, say on, the setting of thine eye and cheek proclaim a matter from thee, and a birth indeed which throws thee much to yield.
Thus, lady, although this lady of weak remembrance, this, who shall be of as little memory when she is earth, hath ear almost to persuade, she's a spirit of persuasion, only professes to persuade the king's sons alive. 'Tis as impossible that he is undrowned, and he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Oh, what of that no hope? What good hope have you? No hope that weighs another way so high a hope that even ambition cannot place a wink beyond it, but doubt discovery there. Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He is gone.
Then tell me, who's the next heir of Naples?
Claribel.
She that is queen of Tunis, she that dwells 10 leagues beyond man's life, she that from Naples can have no note unless the sun were post, the man in the moon's too slow, to Newbor's chins be rough and razorable, she that, from whom we all were sea-swallowed, though some cast again, and by thy art to perform a destiny, where if what's past is prologue, were to come in yours and my discharge.
What stuff is this? How say you? 'Tis true, my brother's daughter is queen of Tunis, so she are of Naples, twixt which regions there's some space.
A space whose every cubit seems to cry, how should that Claribel measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis, and let Sebastian awake. Say this were death that now hath seized them. Why, they were no worse than now they are. There be that can rule Naples as well as he that sleeps, nobles who can prate as amply and unnecessarily as this Gonzala. I myself can make a cough of as deep a chat. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do, what a sleep were this to your advancement. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how's your content tender to your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your brother Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments sit upon me, much feeder than before. My brother's servants were then my fellows, now they are my men.
But for your conscience.
Aye, lady, realize that, if 'twere a kite put to my slipper, but I feel not this deity in my bosom. 20 consciences that stand twixt me and Milan, can be they, and melter they molest. Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies upon. If he were that which now he's like, that's dead, whom I, this obedient steel, 3 inches of it, can lay to bed forever. Whilst you doing thus the perpetual wink, for I might put this ancient morsel, this Lady Prudence, who should not upbraid our course. For all the rest, they'll take suggestion as a cat laps milk. They'll tell the clock to any business we say befits the hour.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou goest Milan, I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest. And I, the queen, shall love thee.
Draw together, and when I rear my hand, do you the like to follow on Gonzala?
Oh, but a word.
My master, through his art, foresees the danger that you, his friend, are in, and sends me forth. For else his project dies, to keep them living. All you do here snoring lie, open eyed conspiracy his time doth take. If of life you keep a care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake.
Then let us both be sudden.
Now can angels preserve the king?
Oh. Why, how now? Oh, awake. Why are you drawn? Wherefore is this ghastly looking?
What's the matter?
Oh, whilst we stood here, securing your repose, did we hear a hollow burst of bellowing, like bulls, or rather lions? Didst not wake you? It struck my ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, 'twas a din to fright a monster's ear, to make an earthquake. Sure was the roar of a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzala?
Upon mine honor, sir. There was a humming, and a strange one at that too, which did awake me. And I shaked you, sir, and cried. And as mine eyes opened, I saw their weapons drawn. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard or quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this ground. and let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens keep him from these beasts. He's for sure on the isle.
Lead away.
Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done. Go, king. Go safely on to seek thy son.
All the infections that the sun sucks up, from bogs, fens, flats, on Prospero fall, and make by Inchmeal a disease. His spirits hear me, and yet I needs must curse. But they'll nor pinch me, fright me with urchin shows, pitch me in the mire, nor lead me like a firebrand in the dark, out of my way, unless he bid him. But for every trifle are they set upon me, sometimes like apes that mow and chatter at me, and after bite me. Or like hedgehogs, lie tumbling in my barefoot way and mount the pricks of my footfall. Sometimes am I all wound up with adders who with cloven tongues do hiss me into madness. Lo, now lo, here comes a spirit of his, and to torment me for bringing wood and slowly. I'll fall flat, perchance he will not mind me.
Here is neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all. Another storm brewing. I hear it sing in the wind. Yon same black cloud. Yon huge one. Like a foul longhorn about to shed his liquor. Then. And if it should thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot choose to fall by pailfuls. What have we here? A man or a fish? Dead or alive? A fish. It smells like a fish. A very ancient fish-like smell. A kind of knock to the newest born jaw. A strange fish. Were I in England now, as once I was, and had but this fish painted, not a holiday crew would there bring a piece of silver. There would this monks make a man. Any strange beast there makes a man. For when they will not give a doit to relieve a lame beggar, they'll lazy out 10 to see a dead Indian. Legged like a man, but Indians like arms. Form on my troth, I do not let this my opinion hold it no longer. This is not a fish, but an islander, that recently suffered by thunderbolt. Alas, the storm has come again! My best way is to creep under his gravity for fear of the storm. There is no other shelter hereabouts. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. Here I shall stay, till the dregs of the storm be past.
I shall no more to see, here shall I die ashore. This is a scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral, but here's my comfort. Me. The master swabber, boatswain, and I, the gunner and his mate, love Mole, Meg, Marion, and Marjorie, but none of us cared for Kate, for she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, go hang. She loved not the savor of tar nor of pitch, yet a tailor might scratch her where she did itch. Then to sea, boys, to sea and let her go hang! This is a scurvy tune as well, but here's my comfort. Me. I shall no more to see, here shall I die ashore. I shall no more to see, and here shall I die ashore.
not torment me! Oh!
What's the matter? Have we devils here? Have you savages who play tricks upon men of int, huh? I have not escaped drowning now to be afeard of your 4 legs. For, hath it been said, as proper man as ever went on 4 legs cannot give ground, and it shall be said so again while Stefano breathes its nostrils.
The spirit torments me! Oh!
This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs, who hath, as I take it, an ague. Where the devil should he learn our language? I shall give him some relief if it be but for that. If I can keep him tame and get to Naples with him, he's a present for any emperor that our Shawn eats leather.
Do not torment me, I prithee. I'll bring my wood home faster.
Oh, he's in his fit now and does not answer to the wisest. If I can keep him tame and get to Naples with him, I shall not take too much for him. He will give for him that hath him, and that soundly.
Thou dost me yet, but little hurt. I will anon, I know by thy trembling. Now Prospero works upon thee.
Oh, open your mouth. This is what will give you language, cat. Open your mouth. This will shake your shaking. I can tell you, and that again. You can never know who is your friend. Open your chaps again.
I should know that voice. It should be... But he's drowned. And these are devils. Oh, defend me.
4 legs and 2 voices. A most delicate monster. His forward voice is to speak well of his friend. His backward voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. If it shall take all the wine in my bottle, I shall help his ague. Come, amen. I shall put some in the other mouth.
Stefano?
Doth the other mouth call me? Oh, mercy, mercy. This is a devil and no monster. I shall leave this place. I have no long spoon.
Stefano! If thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I'm Trinculo. Be not afeard thy good friend Trinculo.
If thou beest Trinculo, I'll pull thee by the lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they. Thou art very Trinculo indeed. How camest thou to be the siege of this mooncalf? Can he vent Trinculos?
I took him to be killed with a thunderstroke. But art thou not living, Stefano? Oh, I pray thee thou not drown. Is the storm is blow? I hid me under the dead mooncalf's gabardine for fear of the sword. But art thou not living, Stefano? Oh, Stefano, Junior, fall stay.
Oh, prithee, turn me not about. My stomach is not constant.
These be fine things. And if they be not sprites, that's a brave god that holds celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
How camest thou hither? Swear by this bottle how thou camest hither. I escaped upon a butt of sack which the sailors heaved overboard. By this bottle, which I made of mine own 2 hands, I was cast ashore upon this isle.
I'll swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor is not earthly.
Swear then how thou escapest.
Swim ashore, man, like a duck. I can swim like a duck on the shore.
Kiss the book. Thou canst swim like a duck. Thou art made like a goose. Caw, caw.
Oh, Stefano. Ask thou any more of this?
Oh, the whole butt, man. My wine is in a rock by the seaside, or my cellar is hid. But how now, mooncalf? How does thine ague?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Oh, out of the moon, I do assure thee. I was the man in the moon in time I was.
I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee, and thy dog, and thy bush.
Oh, come, swear to that. Kiss the book. I'll furnish it anon with new content. Swear.
By this good life, this is a very shallow monster. I have feared it. A very weak monster. The man in the moon. A most poor, credulous monster. Well-drawn monster in good suit.
I'll show thee every fertile inch of the island, and I'll kiss thy foot. Prithee, be my god.
By this life, this is the most perfidious and drunken monster. When God's asleep, he'll rob his body.
I'll kiss thy foot. I'll swear myself thy true subject.
Come on then, down and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puffy-headed monster. A most scurvy monster. I could find blinded my heart to beat it.
Come, kiss.
But that the poor monsters and drink, an abominable monster.
I'll show thee the best springs. I'll pluck thee berries. I'll fish for thee and get thee wood enough. I'll plate upon the tarn which I serve. I'll bear no more states before thee, thou wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster, to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
I prithee, let me bring thee where crabs grow, and I with my long nails will dig thee pig nuts, show thee a jay's nest, and instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes I'll get thee young stammels from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
Oh, brave monster, lead the way without any more talking. Trinculo, the king and all else our company being drowned, we shall inherit here. Come, bear my bottle. We'll fill him by and by again.
Farewell, master. Farewell. Farewell.
A howling monster, a drunken monster.
No more dams I'll make for fish, nor fetching, firing, and requiring, nor scrape, trencher, nor wash dish. Oh, no more for ban, Caliban, ban, Caliban has a new master, get a new man. Freedom, high day, freedom, high day.
Brave monster, lead the way.
Freedom.
Wasn't that marvelous? I just can't wait to see what happens in the second half. Chocolates? TCBY? Water? Carnations? What's your fancy? Yes, during Bialik's intermissions, there's a veritable smorgasbord of goodies and gifties to choose from. The proceeds of each go towards an after-school or school activity, such as graduation or Bialik theater. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the conclusion.
There be some sports are painful, and their labor, delight in them sets off. Some kinds of baseness are nobly undergone, and most poor matters point to rich ends. This, my mean task, would be as heavy to me as odious, but the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead and makes my labors pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her father's crab, and he's composed of harshness. I must remove some thousands of these logs and pile them up upon a sore injunction. My sweet mistress weeps when she sees me work and says, "Such baseness is never like executor." I forget, but these sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors. Must busy less when I do it.
Alas now, pray you, work not so hard. I would the lightning have burnt up those logs that you are enjoying to pile. Pray, set it down and rest you, for when this burns, 'twill weep for having wearied you. My father's heart at study. Pray now rest yourself. He's safe for these 3 hours.
Most dear mistress, the sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll bear your logs the while. Pray, give me that. I'll carry it to pile.
No, precious creature. I'd rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by.
It would become me, as well as it does you, and I should do it with much more ease, for my good will's to it, and yours it is against.
Poor worm, thou art infected. This visitation shows it.
You look wearily.
No, noble mistress. 'tis fresh morning with me when you're out by at night. I do beseech you chiefly that I might say in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my father, I broke your hest to say so.
Admired Miranda. Indeed, the top admiration was what steers to the world. Full many a lady I've eyed with best regard in many a time. Their harmony of their tongues hath into bondage and brought my too diligent tears. For several virtues have I liked several women, but with some defect in her, they quarreled the noblest grace she owed and put it to the foil. But you, oh you, so perfect and so peerless are created of every creature's best.
I do not know one of my sex, no woman's face remembered, save by my glass mine own, nor have I seen more than I may call men than you, good friend and my dear father. How features are abroad, I'm skilless of but by my modesty, the jewel in my dower. I would not wish any companion in the world but you, nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to like of. But I prattle something too wildly, and my father's precepts I therein do forget.
I am in my condition a prince, Miranda. I do think a king I would not so, and would no more endure this wooden slavery than to suffer the flesh fly below my mouth. Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you did my heart fly to your service. There resides to make me slave to it, and for your sake am I this patient logman.
Do you love me?
O heaven or earth, bear witness to the sound and crown what I profess with kind event if I speak true. If hollowly, invert what best boding me to mischief. I, beyond all limits, what else of the earth do love, prize, honor you.
I'm a fool to weep at what I'm glad of.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heavens rain grace on that which breeds between them.
Wherefore weep you?
At mine unworthiness that dare not offer what I desire to give, and much less take what I shall die to want. But this is trifling, and all the more it seeks to hide itself, the bigger bulk it shows. Hence, bashful cunning and prompt me, plain and holy innocence. I'm your wife if you only marry me. If not, I'll die your maid. To be your servant, you may deny me, but I'll be your fellow, whether you will or no.
My mistress dearest, I thus humble ever.
My husband then?
I, with your heart as willing ear of bondage, here's my hand.
And mine, with my heart in it. And now farewell, till half an hour hence.
1,000 thousands.
So glad of this as they I cannot be, who are surprised withal. But my rejoicing in nothing could be more. I'll to my books, for yet our supper time must step before much business appertaining.
Tell not me when the pot is out. We shall drink water and a drop before, therefore bear up in boredom. Servant monster, drink to me.
Servant monster, the folly of this isle. They say there's but 5 upon the island. We're 3 of them. If the other 2 be brained like us, the state taught us.
Servant monster, drink what I bid thee. Thy eyes are almost set in thy head.
Where should they be set us? He were a brave monster indeed if they be set in his tail.
My mad monster hath drowned his tongue in sack. I, for one, the sea cannot drown me. Ere I swam, ere I could ground the shore, 5 and 30 leagues off and on. By this light monster, thou shalt be my lieutenant, or my standard.
Your lieutenant, if you list, is no standard.
Who will not run this your monster?
Nor go neither, but you'll lie like dogs and yet say nothing either.
Servant monster, speak once in my life, if thou beest a good servant monster.
How does thy honor? I'll lick thy foot. I'll not serve him, he's not valiant.
Thou liest, most ignorant monster. I am in case just luck constable. Why, thou debauched fish thou, were there ever a man, a coward, was drunk so much sack as I today? Wilt thou tell a monstrous lie, being but half a fish, and half a monster?
Lo, how he mocks me! Wilt thou let him, my lord?
Lord, quoth he, that a monster should be such a natural.
Lo, again! Biting to death, I pray thee!
Drink, though, keep a good tongue in your head. If you prove a mutineer, on the next tree! My mad monster is my son, but he shall not suffer indignity.
I thank thee, my noble lord. Wilt thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee?
I shall repeat it. I shall stand it, so shall drink you low.
Why, as I told thee, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer, that by his cunning hath cheated me of the island.
Thou liest!
Thou liest, thou jesting monkey, thou! I would my valley master would destroy Try thee! I do not lie!
Dracula! Trouble my mad monster! Any more entail, and by this light, I'll take my mercy on your nurse and make a stockfish of thee!
Why, I said nothing!
Mum and no more.
I say, by sorcery got this out. From me he got it. If thy greatness will revenge it on him, for I know thou darest, but this thing dare not.
That's no certain.
Thou shalt be lord of it, and I'll serve thee.
How now shall this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party?
Yea, yea, my lord. I'll yield him thee asleep, where thou mayst not a nail into his bed.
Thou liest! Thou canst not!
What a bide knees this, thou scurvy patch! I do beseech thy greatness, give him blows and take his ball from him. When that's gone, he'll drink naught but brine, for I'll not show him where the quick freshes are.
Dracula! Trouble my mad monster! Any more entail, and by this hand, I'll supplant some of your teeth!
Why? What did I? I did nothing. I'll go further off.
Didst thou not say you lied?
Thou liest!
Do I so? Take up that! And that! And that! Ow! And you like this? Give me the lie!
I did not give the lie. Out of your wits and bearing too. A box on your bottle. That can second drinking too. A brain on your monster. And may the devil take your fingers.
With your tail. Pretty step further off!
Beat him enough! After a little time, I'll beat him too!
Step further!
Why, as I told thee, 'tis a custom with him in the afternoon to sleep. There thou mayest brain him, having first seized his box. Or with a log, batter his skull, or punch him with a stake, or cut his reason with thy knife. Remember, first to possess his books, for without them he is but a sot, as I am, nor hath not one spirit to command. They all do hate him as rootedly as I. Burden but his books, he has brave utensils, or so he calls them, which when he has a house, he'll deck withal. And that most deeply to consider is the beauty of his daughter. He himself calls her a non pareil. I never saw another woman, but Sycorax, my dam, is she. Oh, but she has far surpassed Sycorax, as greatest does least.
Is it so brave a lass?
Aye, lord, she'll become thy bed, I warrant, and bring thee forth brave brood.
Monster, I shall kill this man. His daughter and I shall be king and queen of the isle, save our graces. And Trinculo and thyself shall be viceroys. Dost thou like the plot, Trinculo?
Excellent.
Give me thy hand. I am sorry I beat thee. But while thou livest, keep a good tongue in your head.
Within this half hour, he will be asleep. Wilt thou destroy him then?
Aye, not my daughter.
This I will tell my master.
Thou makest me merry. I'm full of pleasure. Let us beat your tongue. Will you troll the cats you taught me but while here?
Monster, at thy request, I shall do any reason. Any reason. Come now, Trinculo, let us sing.
Flout him and scout him and scout him and flout him. God is free.
Flout him and scout him and flout him. God is free.
That's not the tune.
What is this?
This is the tune of our catch, played by the picture of nobody.
Thou is the man, show thyself in thy likeness. If thou is the devil, take his selfless.
Oh, forgive me my sins.
In death man pays all debts. Mercy upon us and defy thee.
Art thou afeard?
No, monster, not I.
Be not afeard. This isle is full of noises, sounds and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Sometimes 1,000 twining instruments will hum about mine ears, and sometimes voices that, if I then waked after long sleep, will make me sleep again. And sometimes in dreaming, the clouds methought would open, with riches ready to drop upon me that, when I waked, I cried to dream again.
Shall prove a brave kingdom for me. Well, I shall have my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed!
That shall be my life. I remember the tale.
The sound is going away. Let's follow it, and after do our work.
I would I could see these singers. They lay it on.
Wilt come? I'll follow Stefano. Flout him and scout him and scout him and flout him. Thought is free.
Barlakin, sir. I can go no further. My old bones ache. Here's a maze trodden deep through forthrights and meanders, and by your patience, I needs must rest me.
Oh, I cannot blame thee, who am myself attached with weariness, the dulling of my spirits. Sit down and rest. Even here I will put off my hope and keep it. No longer from my flatterer. He is drowned, whom thus we straight have find, and the sea mocks our fresh to search on land. We'll let him go.
I am right glad that he's so out of hope. Do not, for one repulse, forget the purpose for which you resolve to effect.
The next advantage we'll take throughly.
Let it be tonight, for now they are oppressed with travel. They will not know, cannot use such vigilance as when they are fresh.
I say tonight, no more.
What harmony is this? My good friends, hark!
Marvelous. Sweet music.
Give us kind keepers. Heavens, what were these?
A living drollery. Now we'll believe that there are unicorns, that in Arabia there is one tree, the phoenix throne, one phoenix at this hour reigning there.
I'll believe both. What else does one credit? Come to me and I'll be sworn 'tis true. Travels never did lie, though fools at home condemn them.
If in Naples I should report this now, would they believe me? If I should say I saw such islanders? For Syrtes are people of the island. Though they are of monstrous shape, yet note, their manners are more gentle kind than that of our human generation. You shall find many, nay, almost any.
Honest lady, thou hast said well. For some of you there are worse than devils.
I cannot too much muse, such shapes, such sounds, such gestures, expressing, although they want the use of tongue, a kind of excellent, dumb discourse.
Praise in departing.
No matter, since they have left their viands behind, for we have stomachs. Wilt please you taste of what is here?
Not I.
Faith, sir, you would need not fear. Why, when we were children, who would believe that there were mountaineers, dewlapped like bulls, whose throats had hanging at them wallets of flesh, or that there were men whose heads stood in their breasts? For now we find each putter out of 5 for 1 will bring us good warrant of.
I will stand to and feed, although my last. No matter, since I feel the best has passed. Sister, my lady Duchess, stand to and do as we.
You are 3 nobles of sin, whom destiny, that hath to instrument this lower world and what is in it, the never-subsided sea hath caused to fetch up you. And on this island where man doth not inhabit, you much men being most unfit to live. I have made you mad, and even with such like valor, men hang and drown their proper selves. You fools, I and my fellows are ministers of fate.
The elements of whom your swords are tempered, it will wound the loud winds, or with remote head stabs kill the still closing waters, as diminish one jowl that's in my blue.
My fellow ministers are like these vulnerable. If you've been hurt, your swords are now too mighty for your strength, and will not be uplifted.
But remember, for that's my business to you, then you 3 from the line did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the sea which hath acquitted him and his innocent child, for which foul deed.
The power delayed, not forgetting, have incensed the seas and shores, yea, all the creatures against your king.
Thee by thyself, Alonso, they have correct, and do pronounce my me.
Lingering perdition, worse than any death, and me at once shall step by step attend you in your ways.
Whose wraths to guard you from, which here, in this most desolate isle, else falls upon your head.
It's nothing but heart sorrow, and a clear life ensuing.
Bravely the figure of this harpy hast thou taken, mine Ariel. A grace it had, devouring. Of my instruction hast thou nothing bated in what thou hadst to say. So, with good life and observation strange, I mean, in ministers there are several kinds of done. My high charms work, and these, mine enemies, are all knit up in their distractions. They now are in my power. And in these fits I will leave them, as I visit young Ferdinand, whom they suppose is drowned, and his and mine, beloved darling.
In the name of something holy, sir, why stand you in that strange stare?
Oh, 'tis monstrous, 'tis monstrous. Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. The winds did sing to me, and the thunder, the deep and dreadful organ pipe did pronounce the name of Prospero. It did bath my trespass, and therefore in that ooze my son is bedded. And I'll seek him deeper than ever plummet sounded. And with him there lie mudded.
But one be a time! I'll fight their legions o'er!
I'll be thy second. All three of them are desperate. Their great guilt given to them like poison to work a great time after now gins to bite the spirit. I do beseech you that there are of suppler joints. Follow them swiftly and hinder them from what this ecstasy may now provoke them to.
Oh, lady, follow, I pray you.
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation make amends, for I have given you here a third of mine own life, for that for which I live for, who once again I tender to thy hand. All thy trials revoke my vexations of thy love, and thou hast strangely stood the test. Here, afore heaven, I ratify this my rich gift. O Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast her off. You shall find she'll outstrip all praise, and make it halt behind her.
I do believe it against an oracle.
Then, as my gift and mine own acquisition, worthily purchased, take my daughter. But if thou dost break her virgin knot, before all sanctimonious ceremonies may with full and holy rite be ministered, no sweet aspersion shall the heavens let fall to make this contract grow. But barren hate, sour-eyed disdain, and discord shall pursue the union of your bed, with weeds so loathly that you shall hate it both. Therefore take heed, as Hymen's lamp shall guide you.
As I hope for quiet days, fair issue and long life, with such love as 'tis now, and the murkiest then, the most opportune place and the strong suggestion, our worst genius shall never melt mine honor into lust. To take away the edge of that day's celebration, I shall think, or Phoebus seas are foundered, or night kept chained below.
Fairly spoke. Sit then, speak with her. She is thine own. What, Ariel, my industrious servant, Ariel?
What would my potent master? Here I am.
Thou and thy meaner fellows this last service did worthily perform, and I must use thee in such another trick. Go bring the rabble o'er whom I gave thee power here to this place, and set them quick to motion, for I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity in mine art. It is my promise, and they do expect it from me.
Presently?
Aye, with a twink.
Before you can say come and go, and beat twice and cry, so, each one tripping on her toe, we'll be here with mop and mow. Do you love me, master? No?
Dearly, my delicate Ariel, do not approach till thou doth hear me call.
Well, I conceive.
Look thou, be true. Give not dalliance too much the rein. The strongest oath, the straw to the fire and the blood. Be more abstemious, or else good night your vow.
I warrant you, sir, the white-coated virgin snow upon my heart, a base yard of my liver.
Well, now come, my Ariel, bring a corollary rather than want a spirit. Appear in pertly. No tongue, all eyes. Be silent.
Ceres' most bounteous lady, thy rich leads, of wheat, rye, barley, wretches, oats, and peas. Thy turfy mountains where live nibbling sheep, and flat meads thatched with stone for them to keep. Thy banks with pine and twill brims, which spongy April thy Hesper trims, to make cold nymphs chaste crowns and broom groves, whose shadow the dismissed bachelor loves. Being last lorn thy pole cliff vineyard, and thy sea marge, sterile and rock hard,
where thy will toss the air, the queen of the sky, whose watery arch and messenger am I, bids thee leave these on her sovereign grace, and here, on this grass plot in this very place, to come make sport her peacocks fly amain, a protruct series, her to entertain.
Hail, many-colored messenger, that never dost disobey the wife of Jupiter, who with thy saffron wings upon my flowers diffuses honey drops, refreshing showers, and with each end of thy blue bow dost crown my bosky acres and unshrubbed down. Rich scarf to my proud earth, why hath thy queen summoned me hither to the short grass green?
A contract of true love to celebrate, and some donation freely to estate upon the blessed lovers.
Tell me, heavenly bow, if Venus or her son, as thou dost know, do now attend the queen, since they did plot, that means the dusky disk that my daughter got. Her and her blind boy's scandal company, I have forsworn.
Of her society, be not afraid, I met her, Didi. Cutting the clouds towards Paphos and her son, dove drawn with her, he thought they have to dine. Some wanton charm upon this man and maid, whose vow is that no bed right shall be paid till Hymen's torch be lighted, but vain Mars's hot minion is returned again. Her wasp his headed son has broke his arrows, swears he will shoot no more but play with sparrows and be a boy right out.
Highest queen of state, great Juno comes, I know her by her gait.
How does my bounteous sister? Go with me to bless this twain, that they may prosperous be and honored in their issue. Honor, riches, marriage blessing, long continuance and increasing. Hourly joys be still upon you. Juno sings her blessings upon you.
Earths increase, foys in plenty, barns and garners never empty. Vines with clustering bunches growing, plants with goodly burden bowing. Spring come to you at the farthest, in the very end of harvest. Scarcity and want shall shun you. Ceres' blessings so is on you.
This is the most majestic vision. Harmoniously charmingly, may I be bold to sing these spirits?
Spirits which by mine art I have from their confines called to enact my present fancies.
Let me live here ever. So rare a wondered father and a wife makes this place paradise.
Sweet now, silence. Juno and Ceres whisper seriously. There's something else to be done. Hush and be mute, or else our spell is marred.
You nymphs called naiads of the windering brooks, with your sedged crowns and ever harmless looks, leave your crisp channels and your green lands. Answer your summons. Juno does command. Come, temperate nymphs, and help to celebrate a contract of true love. Be not too late. You sunburnt sicklemen of August weary, come from your furrows and be merry. Make holiday, your rye straw hats put on, and fresh nymphs encounter everyone in country footing.
Honor, riches, marriage, blessing, long continuance and increasing. Hourly joys be still upon you. Juno sings her blessings upon you. Earth's increase, voice and plenty, barns and garners never empty. Vines with clustering bunches growing, plants with goodly burden bowing. Spring come to you at the farthest, in the very end of harvest. Scarcity and want shall shun you, Ceres' blessing so is on you. Honor, riches, marriage, blessing, long continuance and increasing. Hourly joys be still upon you. Juno sings her blessings upon you. Earth's increase, voice and plenty, barns and garners never empty. Vines with clustering bunches growing, plants with goodly burden bowing. Spring come to you at the farthest, in the very end of harvest. Scarcity and want shall shun you. Series blessing so is on you. On the riches merit blessing, long continuance and increasing. Hourly joys be still upon you. Do no things, her blessings upon you. Do no things, her blessings upon you.
I forgot the foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban and its confederates against my life. The minute of their plot has almost come. Well done. Avoid no more.
This is strange. Your father has some passion that works him strongly.
Never till this day saw him touched with anger so distempered.
You do look, my son, in a moved sort, as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful, sir. Our revels now are ended. And these, our actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits, and have vanished into thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the white-capped towers, the solemn temples, the gorgeous palaces, yea, the great globe itself, and all which it inherits, shall dissolve. And, like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made of, and our little life is rounded with the sleep. Sir, I'm vexed. Bear with my weakness, my old brain is troubled. Be not disturbed by my infirmity. If you be pleased, retire into my cell, and there repose. Turn to a walk to still my beating mind.
We wish her peace.
Come with a thought, I thank thee, Ariel. Come.
Thy thoughts I cleave to. What's thy pleasure?
Spirit, you must prepare to meet with Caliban.
Aye, my commander. When I presented Ceres, I thought to have told thee of it, but I feared lest Anna might anger thee.
Say again, where dost thou leave these varlets?
I told you, sir, they were red hot with drinking. So fun of valor, they smote the air for breathing in their faces, beat the ground for kissing their feet, yet always bending towards their project. So I beat my tabor, at which, like unbacked colts, they lifted their ears, advanced their eyelids, lifted their noses as they smelled music. So I charmed their ears, that they my lowing followed through toothed briars, sharp furzes, pricking gossamer thorns which entered their frail shins. At last I left them in the filthy mantled pool we undersell, their dancing up to the chins, the foul lake or stunk their feet.
This was well done, my bird. Thy shape invisible retain thou still. The trumpery in my house, bring it hither. For stale to catch these thieves.
I go.
A devil. A born devil on whose nature's nurture can never stick. On whom my pains humanely taken. All lost. Quite lost. And as with age his body uglier grows, so his mind cankers. I'll plague them all, even to roaring. Come, hang them on this line.
Pray you, tread softly, that the blind mole may not hear a footfall. We now are near a cell.
Monster! Your fairy, which you say is a harmless fairy, has done little better than play the jack with us.
Monster? I do smell a horse piss, at which my nose is in great indignation.
So is mine. If I should take any displeasure against you, look you!
Thou wert but a lost monster!
Good my lord, give me thy favor still. Be patient, for the prize I'll bring thee to shall hoodwink this mischance. Therefore, speak softly. All's hushed as midnight yet.
Aye, but we lose our bottles in the pool.
There is not only disgrace and dishonor in that monster, but an infinite loss.
That's more to me than my wetting. But this is your harmless fairy monster.
I shall go and fetch my bottle, but I be more ears for my labor.
Prithee, my king, be quiet. Seest thou here, this is the mouth of the cell. No noise and enter. Do that good mischief, which shall make this island thine forever, and I thy Caliban, for I thy footlicker.
Monster, give me thy hands. I do begin some bloody thoughts.
O King Stefano! O peer, O worthy Stefano! Look what a wardrobe is here for thee!
Let it alone, thou fool! It is but trash!
Oh ho, monster! We know it belongs to a frippery! O King Stefano!
Have off that gown, Trinculo. By this light, I'll have that gown.
Thy grace shall have it then.
The dropsy drown this fool, for I what do you mean to dote us on such luggage? Let it alone, and do the murder first. If he awake from toe to crown, he'll fill our skins with pinches, make us strange stuff.
Mistress Light, is
Do. We steal by line and level, and like your grace.
I thank thee for that jest. Here is a garment for it, which shall not go unrewarded while I am king of this country. Steal by line and level. That is an excellent passive paint. Here's another garment for it.
Monster, come put some lime upon your fingers and away with the rest.
I shall have none on't. We shall lose our time, and I'll be turned to barnacles, or to apes with foreheads vilely low.
Monster, look to your fingers. Take this for my hogshead of wine is, or I'll turn thee out of my kingdom. Go to, carry this.
And this.
Aye, and this.
Hey, Mountain, hey!
Silver! Aye, there it goes, silver!
Fury, there, tyrant, there! Hark, hark! Go! Charge my goblins that they grind their joints with dry convulsions, shorten up their sinews with age cramps, make them more pinch-spotted than part or Catamountain!
Hark, they roar!
Let them be hunted soundly. At this hour lie at my mercy all mine enemies. Shortly shall my labors end, and thou shalt have thy aired freedom. For a little follow, and do me service. Now does my project gather to a head. My charms crack not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright with this carriage. How's the day?
On the 6th hour, at which time, my lord, you said our work should cease?
I did say so. And first I raised the Tempest. Say, Spirit, how fares the king and his followers?
Confined together in the same fashion as you gave charge, just as you left them. All prisoners, sir, in the line grove that weather fends your cell. They cannot budge till your release. The king, his sister, and yours abide all three distracted, and the remainder mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay. But chiefly, her that you turned, sir, the good old lady Gonzala. Her tears run down her cheeks like winter's drops from eaves of reeds. Your charms so strongly worked them, that were you now to behold them, your affections would become tender.
Dost thou think so, Spirit?
Mine would, sir, were I human.
Mine shall. Hast thou which art but air, a touch, a feeling of their afflictions, and shall not myself, one of their kind that relish all as sharply passion as they, be kindly removed than thou art? Though at their high wrongs I'm struck to the quick, a nobler reason gatest my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. They being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose doth extend not a frown further. Go, release the Mariel. My charms I'll break, their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them, sir.
Ye, elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes, and groves, and ye that on sand with printless foot do chase the ebbing Neptune, and do fly him when he comes back. By whose aid, weak masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azured vaults, set roaring war. The strong base promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar. Graves at my command have waked their sleepers, oped and led them forth by my so potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure, and when I've required some heavenly music, which even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses that this airy charm is for, I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than ever did plummet sound, I'll drown my book. A solemn air, and the best comforter to an unsettled fancy, cure thy brains, now boiled, useless within thy skulls. There stand, for you are spell stopped. Holy Gonzala, honorable lady, mine eyes even sociable to the show of thine own fall fellowy drops. The charm dissolves apace, and as the morning steals upon the night melting the darkness, so do their rising senses begin to chase the ignorant fumes that mantle their clear reason. O good Gonzala, my true preserver and a loyal lady. To him you followest. I'll pay thy graces home, both in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thy sister was a further in the act. Thou art pinched for it now, Sebastiana. Flesh and blood. You, sister mine, that entertained ambition, expelled remorse in nature, who with Sebastiana, whose inward pinches therefore are most strong, would you have killed your king? I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art. Their understanding begins to swell, and the approaching tide will shortly fill the reasonable shore that now lies foul and muddy. Not one of them that yet knows me or would look on me. Ariel, fetch me the hat and rapier in my cell. I will disguise me and myself as I was sometime present in Milan. Go, spirit, thou shalt ere long be free.
Where the bee sucks, there suck I. In the cowslip bed I lie. There I couch when owls do cry. On the bat's back I do fly. After summer merrily, 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 merrily shall I live now. Under the blossom that hangs on the bough. Where the bee sucks, there suck I. In the cowslip bell I lie. There I couch when owls do cry. On the bat's back I do fly. After summer merrily, 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 merrily shall I live now. Under the blossom that hangs on the bough.
Well, that's my dainty Ariel. I shall miss thee, but yet thou shalt have freedom. So. To the king's ship, invisible as thou art, there shalt thou find the mariners asleep under the hatches. The master and boatswain being awake, enforce them to this place, and presently, I prithee.
I drink the air before me, and return ere your pulse twice beat.
All torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power guide us out of this fearful country.
Behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan, Prospero. For more assurance that a living prince does now speak to thee, I embrace thy body. To thee and thy company, I bid a hearty welcome.
Whether thou beest here, no, or some enchanted trifle to abuse me, as late as I have been, I do not know thy pulse beats of flesh and blood. And since I saw thee, the affliction of my mind amends, with which I fear a madness held me. This must crave, it must truly be a most strange story. Thy dukedom I resign and do entreat, thou pardon me my wrongs. But how should Prospero be alive and living here?
First, noble friend, let me embrace thine age, whose honor cannot be measured or confined.
Whether this be or be not, I'll not swear.
You do yet taste some subtleties of the isle that will not let you believe things certain. Welcome, my friends all. But you, my brace of ladies, were I so minded, I here could pluck his highness's frown upon you and justify you traitors. At this time, I will tell no tales.
The devil speaks in him.
No! For you, most wicked sister, whom to call sister would even infect my mouth. I do forgive thy rankest faults, all of them, and require my dukedom of thee, which perforce I know thou must restore.
If thou beest Prospero, give us particulars of thy preservation, how thou met us here, who 3 hours since were wrecked upon the shore, where I have lost. How sharp the point of this remembrance is, my dear son Ferdinand.
I am well for it, sir.
Irreparable is the loss, and patience as is past her cure.
I rather think you have not sought her help, of whose soft grace for the like loss I have her sovereign aid, and rest myself content.
You the like loss?
As great to me as late and supportable to make the dear loss, have I means much weaker than you may call on to comfort you. For I have lost my daughter.
A daughter? Oh, heavens, that they were both living in Naples, the king and queen there. That they were, I wish. Myself were mudded in that oozy bed where my son lies. When did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest. I do perceive these nobles do so much admire that they scarce believe their eyes do offices of truth. Their words are natural breath. But howsoever you've been jostled from your senses, know for certain that I am Prospero, and that very duke which was thrust forth of Milan, who most strangely upon this island where you were wrecked was landed to be the lord on it. But no more yet of this, for it is a chronicle of day by day, not a relation for a breakfast, nor befitting this first meeting. Welcome, sir. This cell's my court. Here have I few attendants and subjects none abroad. Pray you, look in. Like dukedom since you have given me again, I will requite you with as good a thing. At least bring ye forth a wonder, to content ye as much as me my dukedom.
Sweet lord, you play me false.
No, my dearest love, I would not for the world.
Yes, for a score of kingdoms you should wrangle, and I would call it fair play.
If this dear prove to be a vision of the island, one dear son shall I twice lose.
A most high miracle.
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I've cursed them without cause.
Now all the blessings of a glad father compass thee about. Arise and say how thou camest here.
A wonder, how many goodly creatures are there here? How beautiful mankind is. Oh, brave new world that has such people in it.
'Tis new to thee.
What is this maiden, with whom thou wast at play? Your eldest acquaintance cannot be 3 hours. Is she the goddess that has severed us and brought us back together?
Sir, she is mortal, but by immortal providence she is mine. I choose her when I cannot ask my father for his advice, nor thought I had one. She's the daughter of this most famous Duke of Milan, of whom I've heard renown, but I've never seen before, of whom I received a second life, a second father. This lady makes him to me.
I am hers. But oh, how oddly it must sound that I must ask my child forgiveness.
There, sir, stop. Let us not burthen our remembrance with a heaviness that's gone.
Oh, I have inly wept, or should have spoke ere this. Look down, you God, and on this couple drop a blessed crown, for it is you that have chalked forth the way which brought us hither.
I say amen, Gonzala.
Was Milan thrust from Milan, so that its issue should become king of Naples? Or rejoice beyond the common joy and set it down with gold on lasting pillars? In one voyage did Claribel her husband find at Tunis, and Ferdinand found himself a wife where he himself was lost. Prospero his dukedom got in a poor isle, and all of us ourselves, when no man was his own.
Give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow embrace his heart, that doth not wish you joy.
Be it so, amen. Oh, look, sir, here's more of us. I prophesied if a gallows were on land, this fellow could not drown. Now blasphemy, that swears grace overboard, not an oath on shore, hast thou no mouth by land? What is the news?
The best news is, we have safely found our king and company.
The next our ship, which with 3 glasses since we gave out split, is tight in yard, bravely rigged as when we first put out to sea.
Sir, all this service have I done since I went.
My tricksy spirit.
These are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. Tell us, how came you hither?
If I did think, sir, I were well awake, I'd strive to tell you. We were dead of sleep. And how? We know not, all clapped under hatches, were but even now with strange and several noises of roaring, shrieking, howling, jingling chains, and a more diversity of sounds, all horrible. We were waked. Straightway at liberty were we in all her trim freshly beheld, our royal, good, and gallant ship, myself capering to ire, on a trice, so please you. Even in a dream were we divided from them, and were brought moping hither.
Was it well done?
Bravely, my diligence. Thou shalt ere long be free.
This is the most strange maze that ever been trod. More so in this business than in nature. Some oracle must rectify our knowledge.
Sir, my liege, do not infest your mind with beating on the strangeness of this business. At pick leisure, which shall be shortly, single all resolve you, which to you shall seem probable of every these happened accidents. Till when be cheerful, and think of each thing well. Come hither, spirit. Set Caliban and his companions free. Untie the spell. How fares my gracious sir? There are yet some missing of your company. Some few odd lads that you remember not.
Every man should for all the rest, let no man take
these be true spies which I wear in my head. Here's a goodly sight.
Oh, Setebos, these be brave gods indeed. How fine my master is. I'm afraid he will chastise me.
What things are these, my lady Antonia? Will money buy them?
Very like. One of them is a plain fish, and no doubt marketable.
Judge but the badges of these men, my lords, then say if they be true. This misshapen knave, his mother, was a witch, and one so strong that could control the moon, make flows and ebbs and deal in her command without her power. These three have robbed me, and this demi-devilfry's a bastard one, and plotted with them to take my life. Two of these fellows you must know and own. This thing of darkness acknowledge mine.
I shall be pinched to death.
Is this not Stefano, my drunken butler?
He's drunk now, or had he wine?
And Trinculo is reeling ripe. Where should I find the liquor that hath gilded them? How camest thou in this pickle?
I have been in such a pickle since I saw you last that I fear me will never out of my bones. I shall not fear fly blowing.
Why come now, Stefano?
Oh, touch me not, I am not Stefano, but a crown.
You'd be king of the Isles, Sirrah.
I would have been a sore one then.
This is the strangest thing as I ever looked on.
He is as disproportionate in his manners as in his shape. Go, Sirrah, to my cell. Take with you your companions, and as you hope to have my pardon, trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will, and I'll be wise hereafter and seek for grace. Oh, what a thrice double ass was I, to take this drunkard for a god, and to worship this dull fool!
Go to, away!
Hence, and bestow your luggage where you found it.
Or stow it, rather.
Sir, I invite your highness and your train to my poor cell, where you shall take your rest for this one night. Which part of it I'll spend with such discourse as, I not doubt, shall make it go quick away. The story of my life, and the particular accidents gone by since I came to this isle. And in the morn I'll bring you to your ship, and so to Naples, where I've hoped to see the nuptials of these, our dear beloved, solemnized, and thence retire me to my Milan, where every third thought shall be my grave.
I long to hear the story of your life, which must take the ear most strangely.
I'll deliver all, and promise you calm seas, auspicious gales, and sail so expeditious that you'll catch your royal fleet far off. My Arielchik, that is thy charge. Then to the elements be free, and fare thou well. Please you, draw near. Now my charms are all o'erthrown, and what strength I have is mine own, which is most faint now, 'tis true. I must be here confined by you, or sent to Naples let me not, since I have my dukedom got, and pardon the deceiver dwell in this bare island by your spell. Or release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please, now I want, spirits to enforce, art to enchant. And my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardoned be, let your indulgence set me free.
do hope you enjoyed that. I know I did. And just before we go, I'd like to say a couple of words of thanks to all those who helped make the Tempest possible. You know, I had to write it down because I'm a little bit nervous. I really wasn't expecting this. Okay, and I'm going to try not to cry. Okay. I'd really like to thank Bialik Theater and Elaine Weisenthal-Melech for all of their and her support of a theater program at the school. They believe in the possibility of theater and providing the students with the opportunity to live literature in their daily lives. It's an important and unfortunately a rare opportunity in this time of cutbacks to after-school and extracurricular activities. And I really thank her and the admin staff for really supporting this endeavor. Thank you especially to Eileen Burbella and Barbara Engel for all of their support. Mr. Kirkor Andonian, who always made sure that we were able to get in to rehearse on the weekends, and for cleaning up after us. A huge, bottomless thanks to Diane Dupuy-Callos, everyone's play mom. Her support is completely invaluable, and she's also the photographer behind the wonderful pictures of the show. So a huge, huge thanks to Diane. My creative team, Jeremy Pinchuk, for his beautiful lighting design, set design, for his unmatched stage management and technical direction. He is one of the biggest bargains that we have at this school, and we truly don't deserve him. Amy Loader for her unbelievable costumes and patience, and Nick Burgess for a beautiful and memorable original score. I would also like to thank all of my producers, and that would be Samantha Hackel-Butt, Etai Hilzenrat, Michelle Dabora, Tamar Eliashiv, and Ryan Held. All of these students gave of their free time and totally supported me in all things production, whether it was fundraising or chasing after each of the students for checks or chocolates. These guys put in a lot of time and effort, and I really want to thank each and every one of them. And last but not least, I'd like to thank the students and parents who helped put The Tempest on. Their commitment and their dedication to this production really was a wonder to behold, and I thank them all. I really look forward to working with each and every one of you next year. Thank you. Good night.